In today's English lesson, you are going to learn all of the ways Americans use this little word, whiz. And we use them in quite a few different ways. So by the end of this lesson, you will know the English phrasal verb whizzed by. You will know what it means if somebody says, "Hey, I got to take a whiz." And then maybe one day you could use some of these terms and sound more like a native English speaker. I know that is a goal for a lot of English learners. I think we have 4 or 5 ways today we use the word whiz. I don't even know if it's a word. It might be just a word part, and I'm not even sure of the spelling. Sometimes you will see it W-I-Z, sometimes you will see it W-H-I-Z. But let's talk about the first one. What if somebody is called a whiz? This is actually a good thing. It is a person who is very good at something, and you see the example. She is a whiz in the kitchen. Let's get another definition here. A whiz is someone with amazing skills, talent, especially in subjects like math, science, computers, or even cooking. I suppose somebody could be an English whiz. Like maybe they're really good at learning English. I hope you are a whiz when it comes to English. Here are a couple synonyms or words that mean almost the same as whiz. A whiz might also be called an expert, a genius, or a pro. Did we? Yeah, we've already read this one, right? She is a whiz in the kitchen. She makes the best food I've ever eaten. What about this one? And for the next one, we'll talk about people who are young and good at something. And we'll use that term whiz again. My little brother is a video game whiz. He beats every level easily. So this kid is really good at video games. You might also hear the term whiz kid. So somebody who is young, but somebody who is really good at something. Let's get the official definition. A young genius. A whiz kid is a child or teenager who is super smart or skilled in a specific area. And as an English teacher, I'm going to admit when I make mistakes. Down below, young should not be capitalized. It should not have an uppercase Y. I made a mistake. Actually, genius shouldn't really be capitalized either. But hey, English teachers, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. And I'm trying to record this entire lesson without making any kind of edits. I think it will allow you to hear somebody speaking more naturally. So I made a mistake. You know that English teachers are not perfect now. Whiz can also be short. Okay, maybe we need to talk about this one next. Okay. Whiz can also be short for wizard. I'll make that picture a little bigger. If you've ever watched Lord of the Rings, that person in the picture, that wizard in the picture, looks a little bit like Gandalf. So it could be literal. Like if you are reading a fantasy story where things can't actually happen, maybe they're magical, like somebody could actually be a wizard in that book or that movie. They might have magical powers. So it could be literal or it could be playful. It could refer to an actual wizard in a fantasy story, or just someone who's magically good at something, like we talked about before. So instead of saying she's a whiz in the kitchen, you could say, man, she is a real wizard in the kitchen. You wouldn't believe what she made last night. So there are actual magical wizards. I don't think they live on this earth. They probably mostly live in storybooks and movies. Let's see. Go back to this here. A whiz kid. Same thing. Super good at something, super smart. They just happen to be younger. We already talked about that, right? We're, I'm a little confused. Sorry. The next one, let's talk about Whiz Kid one more time. I have a sentence for you. That 14-year-old tech whiz kid just built his own app. So, tech there is short for technology. All right, this is what I've been waiting for right here. Take a whiz, and we'll do whiz by next. A lot of American English speakers, maybe mostly guys though, they will use this term. Hey, I got to go take a whiz. You might hear that. That sounds very natural. Whiz, in other words, it means to pee or to urinate, to go to the bathroom with the liquid stuff. So, very informal slang, often take a whiz. Hey, I got to go take a whiz. Got to go. Did you hear how quickly I said that? Got to go. And in the picture, I'm not sure if you know those white things, what they're called in English, but we call them urinals. Hang on. I need to go take a whiz before we go. Just in case you don't know, hang on is another way to say wait, wait. I got a picture for you here too. I'll make the picture a little bigger. Maybe you have seen this before. He ran behind the tree to whiz real quick. If that was perfect English, it might say to whiz quickly, but whiz quick sounds a little more natural. Next one, whizzed by or whiz by. Remember, this could be spelled with an H after the W, but whiz by means to move quickly, pass fast. It is a phrasal verb. This phrasal verb means something goes by really fast, either time or something physical like a car or a person. Oh no, we just lost. I have to walk around. At least you can still hear me. But there are motion lights in my classroom, and I'm filming this in my classroom. So, this is the term that made me want to create this English lesson. I was watching a YouTuber. He was in he was in England, I think, and he said he could not sleep because cars were whizzing by all night. And I thought, wow, that might really give English learners trouble. So I wanted to talk about that. And you can see in the picture, I mean, it's a race car, but it is whizzing by. So it's going by and it's going by quickly. We also talked about time. I'm at school now. It is the last day before I am on vacation for a week. I have an idea that vacation is going to whiz by. Doesn't that always happen? We have a saying in English, time flies when you're having fun. So hopefully, this English lesson, even though it is almost 10 minutes, maybe it's whizzing by because you like it so much. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's look at a sentence. This is a little more official here. The weekend just whizzed by. I can't believe it's Monday again. How about this for a car? The car whizzed by us on the highway. The car whizzed by us on the highway. And this is the story I was telling earlier about that YouTuber. I think his name was Backpacker Ben. Yeah, I like watching him. He's from England, but he's trying to go from England to Japan without taking a plane. So everything will be on the ground. He took a ferry from England to France. He spent a night in Frankfurt. And I think he's going to Poland next. He says Poland is the best country in Europe. I don't know. Is that true? I have been to Poland. I really liked my time there. Please let me know in the comments if you have been to European countries. Maybe you live in a European country. What's the best European country? I don't dare say. I haven't been to all of them, but Backpacker Ben has been to quite a few, and he says Poland is his favorite. Definitely not England, and he's from England. I had trouble sleeping last night. Cars kept whizzing by outside my window. I was going to do it. Congratulations. you made it to the end of another English lesson. If you would like to become one of my students and have one-on-one conversations, I left a link in the description and I also left it in the comments. Let me know, did you like this more casual style of an English lesson? There were some mistakes in here. I hope it helped you with your English listening. I am speaking a little more clearly and a little slower than normal, but hopefully it helped with your English listening. Okay, see you next time.